Welcome to Coaching Uncut, a special series on the Unstoppable Woman podcast, where I take you behind the scenes and give you a peek into the private coaching I do with my clients. All of these coaching calls have been recorded with the permission from my clients who have generously allowed me to share these with you as a way of helping more people in this world. They give you access to master level coaching and the opportunity to learn the lessons that they're learning right along with them. Please keep in mind that these recordings are not studio productions and the audio quality may be less than ideal, but the content will take you far and help you become unstoppable. With that, listen in and learn.
Hi. Hey. Well, I just wanted to reflect back on you a little bit, some of the things that went yesterday. Nothing like super specific, but what I did start doing was I started using sort of I just lost my train of thought. I'm not available for this has become like a mantra for me. Not even wittingly, but it's just because I say it now so frequently, and which is probably fine. But what I'm realizing is that it's an inside job. I say it all the time when there's really nobody around. Like I'm not even thinking about it like when I'm interacting with someone, but just when I'm in an environment. And they're not saying anything particular to me, but I don't know if this is going to be true when I get home, but here in Michigan, I think it just pops into my head over and over and over. I'm like, oh, this person's kind of a jerk. Well, I'm not available for that. Oh, well, this person's saying something like racist or ridiculous. Oh, well, I'm certainly not available for that. Oh, well, but it's like it's more. It's not external. I was surprised to find that it's not always external. Sometimes I'm just walking down the street and I'm thinking, I'll look at something and have a thought that's not welcome. And I'll say to myself, well, I'm certainly not available for that. Like, that's a ridiculous thought. And I'm like, that's not who I want to be, and this is not how I want to think. And I was surprised to find out that probably a good 2/3 of those moments are just me talking to myself. Or it's like me, like having, like I'll be brushing my teeth and thinking something that I don't normally think, or, because it's kind of situational. Or maybe I do think it a lot. And then suddenly I'm just like, you know what? I'm not available for any of these thoughts. I'm not available for any of this stuff. I have a lot of replacing to do.
Absolutely.
I was very surprised by that.
It's such a great revelation and aha and quite a breakthrough there. So yeah, because actually most of this, 99.9% of this stuff, it's all in our head. Yeah. Okay?
Holy, I had no idea. I did not know that.
We take an outside circumstance and we make it mean something as if it's the truth.
Yeah.
But it's the lens through which we're seeing it. So mother says boo, right? Oh, that's annoying, right? Okay. And you can be totally reactive to that. You can say it's wrong and bad, or that it means that you're this or that. That's all happening in your head, okay? Another person who said the same thing would have a different reaction to it. You'd have a different reaction to. Or you, in a different place, would have a different reaction to that, right?
Yeah.
My mother, because I know you're at your family home, my mother saying the same things that she said 20 years ago, I have a totally different reaction to it now. Okay? And my sister as well, and my father as well, right? Like all these, people. And it can be the same for team members. It can be the same for the grocery clerk. Okay? And it can be the same for political events. Yeah. And here's, I think, where people get a little bit stuck. I think they get stuck because they think they need to have some sort of frustrated, irritated, outraged reaction in order to motivate themselves to take action. Okay? You don't have to be in the mental hook of proving yourself right or wrong.
Yeah.
Right or not wrong, excuse me. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah, this is another thing I'm glad you say that, because this is another thing that's kind of popping out for me kind of strongly, is this whole wrong, like being, the fear of being wrong, making someone else wrong, making my mom wrong, acting like we talked about yesterday in a way that doesn't make her wrong. I don't need to be not wrong. She doesn't need to be. Nobody needs to be wrong, not wrong. That doesn't even need to enter into the equation. I guess full stop.
Correct.
And you know what I mean? It's just full stop, I guess. And then from there, I have to decide then what alternate thing am I going to do, think, be, act that doesn't play into that does not feed into that. Like, well, geez, I got a lot of time now if I'm not going to be doing that. Because there's a lot of energy going there. That's a very, at least in my dynamic with my mom, that's a very powerful, very time-consuming dynamic. She has to be right about everything, always has been. And for me, that means I've had to be either more right or make her wrong or accept that I'm wrong. More often I accept that I'm wrong because she's a strong personality type kind of person.
Yeah.
Now I'm kind of starting to see that, well, if I don't have to play that, then, well, geez, first of all, my day just got freed up.
Correct. It's a huge energy suck. And when you let it frickin' go, it's like, oh my God, I can put this energy towards what? Yeah. Towards your horse farm, towards your law practice, right? Right? Like towards your great relationship, towards your mothering, all of that. The things you desire. Now, what I see happen for many people is that going for those things, focusing on those things is scary, right? Because what if I don't succeed? And what if I fail? And what will happen to my relationships if I go for it? And, right? There's all this fear of and insecurity around it. So when faced with the idea of freeing up their time and energy by not focusing on the judgment,
old patterns.
Okay, they stay in the old patterns because that's safer than risking going for it. Okay. So for you, I don't see you doing that right now, which is lovely.
It's certainly possible.
Right. But we know that you're going to go there again at some point. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Like, and don't make yourself wrong about that. It just is. Okay. And then it's like, okay, look at how this is keeping me distracted from my desires, my growth, my bigger life.
Yeah, it's an enormous time and energy suck. It's if there's anything wrong about any of this, that's the wrong thing. I feel like that's the thing that's wrong. If there's a crime here, that's the crime, not this whole, that's the thing. I just can't, I just have to, you said it's iterative, you have to do it over and over and over again, practice it and take an action on it and make it different.
Correct.
That's it. I just have to keep doing that and just recognize it and then put a little micro pause in there and say, whoa, what's going on here? Like, what are we doing here? Okay, you know what? Let's just change the subject. Let's just do something else. Let's just do something that, and the weird thing for me is going to be like, what do I step into? If I've been doing this for so many years, then what that means is that if I don't need to be right or wrong, then that means that whatever it is that I actually think is going to start coming into the world. Because if this energy is not being diverted here, there, and everywhere with all this, sort of silliness and stuckiness and conflict and whatnot, then that means that whatever it is that I really am about is going to start peeking out. That seems a little scary to me. I wonder what it's going to be, and I wonder what's going to happen when that happens. I guess that's the safety that you were talking about.
Correct. And what makes that scary?
Well, it could get squished by somebody who thinks that it's wrong. It's the old. But if I'm not playing that game anymore, then I guess it doesn't matter. Yeah.
And yet, you can see based on what your thought pattern just was, that the subconscious program that's running says, be afraid. Okay? What's going to happen if I go do this? And it's just running a pattern. It's just running a program. It's just sending you right back to the self-image that was created, the identity that was created when you were young.
Yeah.
And the way out is, in part, reason. Okay? There's all these, there's a variety of different components. Okay? But you just reason that out. Now you have to stay in that choice. This is, you're a deep thinker. Okay? You love to think.
I do.
Okay? Me too. It's one of my favorite things in the world, right?
Yeah.
And so use your intellect. This is your access point. Okay? And you happen to have a very strong reasoning faculty. Build it and use it. Okay? Other people are starting at a different level. It doesn't mean they can't build it. Okay? But a lot of people were not taught how to reason in their lives, and they're just completely reactive and on autopilot. Okay? And they haven't been taught how to order their thinking. Okay?
Yeah, right. Okay.
And I think law school helped you with that. I think your early education helped you with that. All of that.
Yeah, that's very true.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
so
very true.
You're starting off a little further ahead with this, which is great. And, and step it up, I guess is my instruction. Okay.
Go.
Right? Because look at how powerful that experience just was.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
You got hooked in a thought that was not serving your growth. Okay? And you paused and you thought it out. Okay? This is required.
Got it. Builds my growth. I can do that. Okay, and the fact that it makes me feel a little bit nervous is probably a good thing, seeing as that's going to be different. And my subconscious is like, oh, no, don't go there, don't go there. That is a path through the woods, and you don't know what's on the other side, so we may as well just stay right here.
Absolutely.
But yeah, and I'm starting to get curious about what's on the other side of the path.
Yeah, it's pretty freaking incredible. So, a couple questions before we wrap. I just want to make sure: is the business on autopilot right now? Is it working? Is there anything that we need to be cognizant of so that we don't get to the end of the month and you're like, I didn't make my number?
Right. It actually is. It's the social distancing, working from home thing has been. I have my iPad on my lap right now. I've actually did 4 client intakes yesterday.
Fantastic.
So I think we're going to be okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been in touch. I haven't been living on my email is one thing, but I've been in touch with my staff, and I've been in touch with new client intakes, which is the most important thing, because I'm not doing the work on it. I'm those clients when they come in are going to work on. So she's doing most of the legal work these days. So I feel, I thought that I thought that through beforehand, and I'm available but not overly available, and things are ticking along on autopilot, which is really awesome actually.
I love it.
It's the first time ever. So
fantastic. And when you say you're doing the intake, does that mean you're also doing the outreach calls? Are these new clients that you've engaged since you've been gone, or something different?
These are clients who came. I mean, in other words, my calendar is still open, and so things are still coming onto the calendar. I actually closed my calendar for today and Monday because I'll be driving. But my calendar has been open, and my assistant has been putting
new clients.
New clients on there. And outreach I haven't been doing. I have not been doing those this week.
Okay.
But my intake count, like people are calling, put it that way. People are coming out of the woodworks. Like old clients are coming back, and new clients are coming in. So that's about all I can handle for this week. So.
Okay, fantastic. The only other thing that I would that's coming to me for you for this is whether this is an opportunity, emphasis on opportunity there, for you to have someone on your team, on your staff, set up calls with potential new clients.
Oh, you mean like put like outreach calls on the calendar?
Yeah, like if you know someone called 6 months ago and you want to follow up with them, is there someone on your team who could reach out to them and say,
"Oh yeah, totally.
Heather's like really wanting to talk to people and blah 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 blah." I don't know how to frame it off the top of my head, but like,
sure.
Yeah, right? Like maybe that's an opportunity to systemize the outreach in a way.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, and test and tweak it. Sometimes people are more responsive to a personal direct call, and sometimes they're like, "Oh yeah, you need to figure out the."
Yeah, it's funny. We've done that in the past. Like about a year and a half ago, we did that a little bit. And people really were surprised by the call in the first place. And I think they probably appreciated the scheduling of the call. So that way, it's not a surprise. Okay. Yeah. Great.
Okay. So what I would do, since you're driving today and Monday. Today and Monday you're driving?
No. I just took today off, but Monday I'm going to be driving Sunday and Monday.
Okay. So I would just I would just give that direction now, today, before you totally off, so that they can be working on this for while you're off.
Oh man, that's a really good idea. Thank you for that. That's a really good idea. Yes, I do have staff who can do stuff like that for me.
And now that we're talking about it, of course, it seems pretty obvious, right?
It's pretty obvious.
And it also seems pretty obvious to like give them that direction now, not next week, right? And yet this is the way we're just programmed. So
I love it. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah, those two things that is possible and that you probably can do it right this minute. You don't have to wait. Yeah, those are two things that are programming in me is like, oh yeah, okay, this is a great idea and I'll do it next week. Like, isn't it interesting, right? Yes, yeah. It is.
But the way you quantum leap your business is many things, obviously. But one of the main things is like continuously closing the gap on time.
Okay. Yeah. And that's kind of
okay. Fantastic.
Well,
have
a
nice
good
one.
Off. Thank you.
Thank you.
Too. Have a nice break. You totally deserve it. You've been well. You deserve it anyway.
I deserve it anyway.
I know you've been working very hard. You deserve it full stop.
Awesome. Thank you. Okay.
Talk to you soon. Okay.
Bye.
Hey there, I hope you thoroughly enjoyed that episode. If you're ready to take it to the next level and want to make your income breakthrough, then I am personally inviting you to join us at the Unstoppable Woman Income Breakthrough Summit. It is happening November 5th, 6th, and 7th, and I would love to have you there, especially if you're someone who is high achiever, but hitting a block. I want to show you how to master your marketing, master your mindset, and master scaling your business and growing it to the next level. This is a 3-day immersive event. I will be the only one teaching you, and you'll get me for 3 full days. This is the place that people make their breakthrough, and I would hate for you to miss it, and I would love for you to be there. So please check it out at joinamiralive.com, and I'll see you there.